When did you accidentally ruin someone's surprise, but they thanked you for it? This happened when I was visiting my cousin at her college for the weekend. I was super excited BC, I hadn't seen her in forever, and she was always my favorite cousin growing up. The first night there, we went to this huge house party off campus. Like not a frat house, but just some giant rental where a bunch of seniors live. It was packed, and TBH, I didn't know anyone except my cousin Lauren. She immediately disappeared with some friends the second we walked in, so I was just awkwardly standing around with my red Solo cup pretending I belonged there. I ended up in this back room where it was quieter and I could breathe for a sec. There were these two guys there, and they were deep in conversation and didn't even notice me. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop far, but they were right there, and one of them, later found out he was Dave, was showing the other guy something on his phone. He kept saying, "It's gonna be epic, and she'll never expect it, and the whole campus will know about it." At first I was like, "Aw, cute, he's planning a proposal or something," but then I heard him say, "Miranda's gonna freak when she realizes everyone is watching, and after all the shit she pulled, this is exactly what she deserves." His tone was off, like not excited happy, but excited vengeful, if that makes sense. The other guy, I think his name was Edwin, seemed uncomfortable and was like, "IDK man, this seems pretty harsh even if she did hook up with Cody." And Dave just laughed in this super creepy way that made my skin crawl. They started talking about some restaurant near campus and how Dave had already talked to the manager to set everything up for Saturday night, which was the next day. Apparently Miranda thought they were just going to dinner to talk about getting back together. But Dave was planning something else entirely and kept saying it would teach her a lesson she'd never forget. They finally noticed me and just glared until I left the room. I felt sick to my stomach. Like this Dave guy was planning something really messed up for this Miranda girl, and I had no idea who she was or how to warn her. The next morning, I described Dave to my cousin and asked if she knew him. She was like, "Oh yeah, Dave Wilson, total psycho. He's been telling everyone his girlfriend Miranda cheated on him, but honestly, he's the one who hooks up with random girls all the time." She didn't know Miranda personally, but had seen her around campus. I spent the whole day low-key stressing about it. Like, should I mind my own business? But what if this Dave guy was planning something truly awful? I couldn't stop thinking about his creepy laugh and how he said she deserved whatever he was planning. That evening, I was with my cousin at the campus coffee shop when I saw this girl walk in that matched Lauren's description of Miranda. I literally just went up to her and was like, "Hey, are you Miranda?" And when she nodded, I just word vomited everything I'd overheard. Her face went through like 5 different emotions in 10 seconds. She asked me to describe Dave to make sure we were talking about the same person. When I confirmed, she just sat down and put her head in her hands. Apparently, they'd been dating for 8 months. She had broken things off after finding texts proving he'd cheated multiple times. But he'd been love-bombing her for weeks, trying to get her back, saying he wanted to make a grand gesture to prove his love. She had finally agreed to dinner to hear him out. She showed me texts where he'd hinted about a special surprise and how everyone would be there to witness it. She'd assumed it was maybe an apology or even a proposal. They'd talked about marriage before. But after what I told her, she realized he was planning to publicly humiliate her with whatever evidence he thought he had of her cheating, which she swore wasn't true. Just as we were talking, Dave walked into the coffee shop. When he saw us together, his face turned bright red. He stormed over and started yelling at me, calling me a nosy bitch who ruined everything. Miranda stood up and just unleashed everything. How she knew he'd been planning to humiliate her. How pathetic it was that he'd make up lies about her cheating when he was the cheater. How she had screenshots of all his texts with other girls. The entire coffee shop went silent watching this go down. Dave kept trying to claim she was crazy and making it all up. But Miranda pulled out her phone and started reading his texts out loud. OMG, it was brutal. He finally stormed out, but not before threatening that this isn't over, which honestly just made him look even more unhinged. After he left, Miranda just broke down crying, but then she hugged me so tight and thanked me over and over.